could be taking control, yeah.
What's going on, everyone? My name is Dillon. Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully each and every single one of you are feeling fun and fantastic. Today we're joined by the one and the only Tanya.
Hola.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to take a look at a harsh reality video. Now, I'm not too sure if we've seen this before, but I don't think we have, because I think we saw not necessarily the lifestyle, but I think it was money-wise compared to America and things like that. We saw something similar. I think it was by Bright Style or something?
It wasn't this
Bright
one.
Side.
Yeah.
Bright Side, that's
it wasn't
right.
This one.
It wasn't this one.
No.
So, I wanted to take a look at this one. Someone mentioned it after that video. I do believe it was after that video. And they said to take a look at this one. Now, what is the title called?
Indian lifestyle versus American lifestyle. Which is better? Harsh reality.
Harsh reality. Now, I'm not too sure if there's any controversy behind this guy at all whatsoever. But, of course, there's other things that are going to contribute to this, which just probably makes no sense. But we haven't watched the video at all, so we have to see the video before we give our opinions. Yeah,
Exactly.
but which is better? Oof. When you compare countries and you say which is better, I don't like it, because personally, when people say America versus Australia, or America is better than Australia because of this, it's like, okay, you have never been to Australia before, but yet you're saying America is better than Australia. Have you stepped foot on Australian soil before? No.
But that's for opinions. It's better.
But-
why? Because it's a bigger city.
Exactly,
Why?
that's what I was about to say. But you also have to tell me why.
No, but still, even if they tell you why, there's different people.
It's opinions.
It's opinions. Exactly. Maybe
Exactly.
I'm a person who loves the beach, and I hate cities.
Yep.
And to me, maybe Australia is better.
You guys have to go to Australian beaches. They're absolutely stunning, guys. Absolutely stunning beaches. Well, sorry, where I'm from as well, in Perth, Fremantle, those pure white sand beaches, incredible. But that being said, from my experience, they're the best beaches. But there could be beaches around the world that we haven't seen.
Exactly, that's
that
what I
could
was
be
going
better.
to say.
So I leave that door open, because I might experience something else.
Exactly. It's the best ones that we've seen until today. Maybe
Exactly.
tomorrow we go somewhere else and we see something better.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
guys, take this with a grain of salt. At the end of the day, it's just a video that we're watching as well. So there's no need to get really upset or offended. Don't dislike our video because of the video we're watching. If you don't like the video, go to the video that we're reacting to and dislike. Don't dislike ours. We're reacting to what people want to see. So, anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, guys, we're going to get into it. Let's do this. Remember to go check out Patreon down in the description down below, where you can watch movies with me every single day. And also go check Tanya's channel out and my second channel out. Now, without further ado, let's get it. Let's go.
India and the United States of America are two countries which are progressive in their own way. USA, of course, is a superpower, and India in the recent past has imbibed a lot from the Western ways of living. However, in this video, I'm going to compare the modern American ways of living with our ancient Indian style of living in 7 major categories. I will also share with you my personal take on the matter so that we can get the best of both the worlds. So without any further delay, let's get started. Hello friends, welcome to FitTuber. Starting with number 7 on the list are clothes. In India, it was always counselled to dress in natural fibers that breathe. Specific clothes were even described for specific seasons. Cotton in summers, wool in winters, silk in rainy season, and so on. Even the ornaments worn by women were not just for physical appeal but had a health aspect to it. Gold was known to boost immunity, silver to cool inflammation, copper is antiseptic, and so on. Basically, there was a whole science of dressing for optimum physical and mental well-being, referred to as Ayurvastra in our our yogic scriptures. However, the American style of clothing is mostly focused on convenience and comfort, which is why they prefer synthetic fibers which do not wrinkle easily, are more durable, and are easy to manufacture. Then there is the climatic aspect to it as well. The tight clothing like suits, ties, and shoes does help them beat off the extreme chilling climate in the West. Indians in hot tropical climate were better off in loose clothes and chappals. Next on the list is food. For an average American, nearly 2/3 of his daily calories come from ultra-processed food, according to a study done at the University of San Diego. This is because Americans focused on convenience and productivity. Indians, on the other hand, have always preferred cooking their meals from scratch at home. The endless variety of Indian cuisine is an evidence of it. Even the harder tasks of procuring and hand-pounding the spices at home, preparing ghee at home were not uncommon. Indians have always considered kitchens to be no less than a working dispensary where different herbs and spices were carefully used not just to satisfy the palate but to ignite the digestive fires as suggested in the Ayurvedic scriptures. Another major difference lies in the food choices. American food is largely meat-based. In the US, the meat consumption is at a staggering 90 to 125 kg per person per year, a majority of which comes from red meats like pork and beef. On the other hand, Indian society used to be majorly vegetarian. Ancient Indian principles of food suggested that man...
I don't think you realize how much that is.
It's crazy, it's crazy, it's crazy, it's crazy. I know.
Oh my god. You're literally eating, in some cases, 2 humans per year. Oh my gosh.
And I know people that eat more than that, so that's why I
Oh
was
my
like,
gosh.
Yeah.
I think in Australia, guys, that would be quadruple.
That's what I mean. That's why I think that's why it didn't surprise me that much.
Wow.
Because in Australia, it's crazy. It's meat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's
Wow.
all day.
Guys, that is insane. That is insane.
Yeah.
being the most conscious animal on earth should eat food which involves least amount of violence. Eating vegetarian may seem as a backward practice at first, but in the recent past, due to the spread of so many animal origin viruses, it actually seems a far-sighted thought. Let us talk about the eating styles. There is a stark difference in the eating habits of ancient Indians and modern Americans. Driven by comfort and time-saving practices, Americans prefer eating sitting on a dining table. Whereas driven by health and spiritual goals, Indians would prefer eating on the floor sitting cross-legged. This asana is called Sukhasana, which is considered ideal to digest.
You told me you used to eat like that with your friends on the balcony on the floor and stuff like that. And I used to eat like that when I was a kid. And I actually really loved it. Sitting in front of the telly with 3 channels, black... and used to smack the top of the telly to get reception.
Getting thanks from aliens.
Exactly. Yeah, you used to get the wrinkle, and then when it stopped wrinkling on the TV, you'd be like, yes. But I used to sit in front of the TV like exactly like this, and I enjoyed my meals a lot.
Food. Americans find eating with hands to be gross. They use sophisticated cutlery. Indians, on the other hand, understood that the fingertips literally charge the food particles, which makes it get digested and assimilated better. Indians also practiced eating on banana leaf and plates made of sul leaves, which are not only eco-friendly but also offer numerous health benefits. Americans did not mind eating in disposable plastic plates. Next is sustainability versus convenience. There are many distinct habits of modern Americans and ancient Indians that suggest that modern Americans are more inclined towards convenience, while Indians believed in sustainable living. One is the preference of toilet papers by Americans to clean the bum after defecation instead of using water. Washing rather than wiping is not only more hygienic and healthy but also helps the environment in a huge way. But wait a minute.
In Europe, it's good too. Because you have the bidet, yes? In Europe, I explained to my friends back home in Australia, in Australia, and I say that, when I say to them, yeah, I put water up my butt and spray it up there, yeah, and clean it, they're like, what the heck, are you alright? But I explained to them, like, no, it's actually healthier than wiping with toilet paper. Right now, we don't have a bidet, and I wish we did. I really do wish we did. So maybe in the future, when if we can get a new house, we will have a bidet. Have a bidet.
I I don't care about anything. I just want to be there.
No, but bidet's good for health.
Yeah,
Like even in
nice.
Australia, I would literally order a bidet from overseas in Australia. So when people come too, they can clean their butt.
Isn't water
In Japan, I think the toilets actually clean your butt.
They splash water.
Yeah, they splashes water.
also a scarce resource for us? Of course it is, but the disturbing fact is that just one toilet paper uses a whopping 140 liters of water to get manufactured. After washing hands, an American would look for a tissue paper while an Indian would use a cotton cloth.
I use
Americans
my- I
clean
use my
their
clothes,
teeth using
baby.
plastic toothbrushes and chemical-based toothpastes, whereas Indians always preferred the eco-friendly and non-toxic quicks. Even for cleaning the tongue, Indians preferred the antimicrobial copper-based tongue cleaners rather than the convenient but non-biodegradable plastic ones. Then Americans prefer the convenient aluminum foils to wrap their foods, ignoring the repercussions of it. While Indians always felt muslin cloths are a healthier choice, as unlike aluminum, they do not leach any chemicals into the food. Indians would prefer cool water from a matka rather than a refrigerator. It is not a coincidence that you are less likely to catch sore throat when you drink optimally cool water from a biodegradable mud pot. Now let's differentiate the general ways of living. An American would shake hands when greeting, while an Indian would fold hands in a namaskar mudra. This is one thing that the world has now started to appreciate. The literal meaning of namaste is namaha, that is, I bow down to the divine soul within you. Not only it enhances the feeling of gratitude, but is also more hygienic. Unlike Americans, Indians would always remove the shoes outside the house before entering. It's another intelligent way to keep the germs at bay and even saves your time and effort in cleaning the house. The way Indian and Western style toilets were designed is surprisingly a good way to understand the philosophies to the way of life of both these nations. While in Indian style there is no contact of the buttocks or thighs to a seat, that could be unhygienic. Then it's a proven fact today that the closer we are to squatting, the more easily we empty the bowels. While the Indian style toilet is more convenient for your intestine, Western style is more comfortable to sit at, which led to its fast adoption. Next point on the list is areas of innovation. There is no doubt about the fact that America has produced some of the most innovative products in the last century. America is the hub of new products and is a heart of innovation across the globe, be it milestone achievements in communication, transport, electricity, or daily consumer products. The American innovation has been driven to boost efficiency, productivity, comfort, and materialism, which in turn uplifts the economy. On the other hand, Indian innovation was mostly focused on spiritual growth without compromising on environment or personal health. It might seem a hard fact to digest now, but Indian innovation has been par excellence when it comes to architecture of temples, be it the Kailasha temple of Ellora or the Hampi temple whose stones sound like musical instruments, the unbelievable style of cooking food, or the smartly built forts by the kings, or the mysterious 1600-year-old iron pillar of Delhi which has not rusted yet. These are few among the many riddles which scientists are still trying to figure out. Finally, let's talk about the proactive versus reactive approach. There are many ways one can conclude that Indians were proactive, whereas Americans have been reactive in approaching health and well-being. For example, India has always propagated the use of clay pots for cooking, which retains the maximum nutrition of food, has no side effects, and is also biodegradable. On the other hand, most Americans use the convenient non-stick cookware, which surely would not make their omelets stick, but the toxic fumes of the coating of utensil would definitely harm them in the long run. According to American school of thought, food is merely a combination of nutrients. This has led to the extensive use of synthetic multivitamin pills in the West. Indians, on the other hand, had more natural ways integrated in their lifestyle, which provided them with the necessary micronutrients. Cooking in cast iron pots kept their iron levels in check. Tin coating inside the brass cooking utensils was a way by which Indians would get their daily dosage of zinc. Drinking water from copper vessels kept their copper levels to optimum. And of course, Indians pressed on eating local fruits and vegetables because they knew that their bodies would assimilate the micronutrients from them much better. Americans today are trying to battle with their sleep issues, depression, and stress through synthetic pills. For Indians, yoga was a way of life which would align their inner energies with the nature so that stress, anxiety, depression, and insomnia were were not more a concern. Even in money matters, Americans do not focus much on savings. Indians on the other hand spend less and save more for the future. So we can see that American ways of living are short-term, comfort-oriented, with some having major trade-offs in health and well-being. And ancient Indian ways of living were driven by long-term spiritual goals without any compromise on environment or health. Although it will be a hard pill for us to swallow that many of the ancient Indian practices mentioned in this video may not fit in our urban lifestyle. Honestly, how many of us can use cow dung cakes for daily cooking? Nor would we want to use cancer-causing non-stick pans that West gifted to us. So what is the solution? Like all Indian practices are not impractical, not all American ways of living are bad for health. We can try to pick the best of both the worlds so that the whole package is somewhat practical with least compromise on health. Like for all the packaged products we buy, we can at least make sure that they use safe and natural ingredients. Switching to twigs instead of commercial toothpaste may not be a pragmatic option for many, but least we can do is start using the safer ones. Including seasonal and local fruits and vegetables in our diet is fairly a practical thing to do. Likewise, it may be hard for you to eat all your meals with hands sitting down on the floor, but the least we can do is to eat every meal consciously with a feeling of gratitude. In case of cookware, we can easily replace aluminum and plastic stuff with our good old metals and clay pots. Similarly, it may not be feasible for us to do yoga for 2 hours, but at least we can do is start doing it for 15 minutes. We can then tackle our modern day hurdles with smile and calmness. Importantly, we should not look at our practices from the eyes of the West. Many practices may seem backward at once but were actually far-sighted. Indian culture is extremely rich in its own way and we should be proud of it.
I want to have a look at maybe buying some clay pots for the dishes, because I mean, now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever eaten out of clay pots.
In Catalonia or in Spain, some places.
I think some places.
The traditional ones, like traditional foods, they cooked like cannelloni and things like that. They cooked in clay pots.
Yeah. I thought so. I've seen it in the Catalonian restaurants.
Yeah, they cook like meat and everything in the oven instead of using aluminum or things like that.
Where can you get it from? You can get it from?
You can get them anywhere here.
Okay. Well, maybe have a look at it.
Easy
Maybe
to
you can
find.
find it at the markets or something like that.
Yeah, the markets
handmade
have
ones.
The markets have them.
I'll be very interested in that actually, because that's good, because a lot of it doesn't really stick to the inside if you think about it. If you put a little bit of, I don't know, maybe some melted ghee in the inside, they shouldn't stick.
Yeah.
So, no, we'll have a look at that.
I found this video absolutely 100% interesting.
Yeah.
Not because of the comparison just between American lifestyle, but comparing India to any modern civilization around the world.
Yes.
We live fast these days and we live bad. We always stressed, we don't care about what we eat, we just care about taste, food tasting good. If it tastes good, we don't care about the ingredients, we don't care about the way it's cooked. Just want things fast, that tastes good, and without moving our bodies. So people these days in modern civilizations are lazy, don't have time, and they just get everything pre-made. They don't really make things at home anymore. And I feel that that's a huge mistake, because food made with love is the best. You have to choose your own ingredients. I love how Indians, that's why I'm so fascinated about Indian culture, because everything they do is for health, is good for digestion, is good for well-being, is good for you in long term. I mean, yeah, you can eat. For example, when you're a teenager, the fastest option when you are studying at university or whatever, you are at the library and you order some McDonald's or some fast food, and you can do that for years. But after a while, you'll realize that the choices that you make in the past are affecting you in the present. People go by car everywhere. Even when it comes to go to the supermarket that it's 5 minutes away, instead of walking there, they go by car. They eat fast. They just want to. Comfort is placed before anything else. And I feel that's why I admire Indians so much, because they are so in peace with nature and so in peace with natural products. that it's crazy. If you read the ingredients, for example, for the shampoo that we use, the toothpastes, they're all full of chemicals. And then we wonder why we get why we get diseases. It's because of all the things that we put into our body that we don't even know that they are there.
And that's the big thing you say, we don't even know.
We don't even know.
It's not like some people don't even know, but also some people don't want to know.
Exactly. But it's about ignoring a lot of things. That's why that's why I love India. One of the reasons I love India, because I'm learning so much now about everything. Like how to feel connected with yourself, how to embrace everything, how to be like find balance with everything that you do, and everything that I learn about them. I admire India so much and Indians so much because of everything, all the Ayurvedic power behind everything that they do, everything. And I have so many things to learn about them. And I just want to learn as much as I can because it's a very beautiful world.
Oh, you also have to remember that India has a lot of different cultures combined into it. Mm-hmm. So they've taken all different types of cultures and incorporated into their own culture, and it's created this magnificent culture.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? India is such a natural place, and I think that has to do with a lot of the people in India. They're not necessarily like all worried about money, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Where money doesn't come first with a lot of Indians. Yes, Indians have to have some money to support themselves, but India, they don't really people don't put money first, which is incredible this day and age because everything's about money, whether it's got to do with, we know governments. And money.
Yeah.
But
not just that. Like people work so many hours a day just to get money to do things. And they forget about spending time with their children.
Yeah.
They forget about spending time at home, dedicating their time to things that they actually care about, like cooking delicious food for your family, or doing things that are going to be good for you in long term. For example, if you work so many hours a day, you don't see your kids very often just to get a lot of money so you can spend it out eating at a restaurant. You work harder, you'll have less money than a person who works just a little bit of hours and spends a lot of time home with their children, has time to cook homemade food. They will say they will probably have the same money, both of them. But the one that spends more time at home with their children, happiness-wise, they will be 100%, and the other one will be depressed and exhausted from working all day.
Exactly.
And that's what it is about. It's putting what's important 100%. For you first.
Yep. 100% agree.
Maybe if you're at home, you won't have, I don't know, a luxurious car or a beautiful house. But who cares? As soon as you're happy, we put materialism before well-being and happiness. And that's something that I see it more and more. People want more. It's just all full of jealousy. And I want. This one has a car. I want two. That one has a mansion. I want another one.
Yeah.
Just concentrate.
I've been wearing the same shoes, the same clothes since the age of 14.
16 here.
And literally, the shirt you see me in right now, I've had this for almost 9 years. But just like literally what you were saying, like it's we put our kids, ourselves, we put our kids mainly before ourselves.
Mm-hmm, exactly. And maybe we don't have as much money as that family that owes a big company and they have a mansion and they go up and down traveling all the time. But if you talk to them and you talk to us, we're 100% more happy than them because
and probably more honest.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably more honest. Exactly. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to drop a big thumbs up, as well as go and check Patreon down in the description as well, guys. That's where you can support us even more. I love each and every single one of you. Or hopefully you all have a fantastic day. That being said, remember, stay safe, be kind to one another, but most importantly,
be happy.
Exactly. Peace.
Bye.